Today, we're going to learn about lending money, not debt, lending money. This is Rina Hicks, and we are on MoneyWise, where we learn how to create, grow, and preserve our wealth. So this day, Patricia comes and walks into my office and she sits down. She's a friend of mine and she starts to tell me this story. And halfway through it, she breaks down. Actually, halfway through the intro, she breaks down. So I'm wondering what the problem is. Anyway, so I sit back and I listen. I stop what I was doing and I just pay attention. And she starts to tell me how her other friend was in a bit of a financial bind and she needed some money. But Patricia didn't have money. And so she looked at her friend and she felt sad. And she was just like, look, she's been my friend for a couple of years. I know her very well. She's one of my very best friends. And I need to just help her because she's in a very tight situation. So what do I do? And so this friend tells her, all I need is 15,000 shillings and I'll be fine. And so Patricia said, okay, let me figure out how to sort you out. So Patricia calls her aunt and her aunt says, look, I don't have the money. I'll have to, I don't know, let me think about it. So she calls her the next day and her aunt says, actually, I found somebody to borrow the money from, except that they're going to charge me 5% per week for me to get the money. And so Patricia's like, you know what, I trust my friend. She said she just needs 2 weeks, she'll pay. And so her auntie borrows the money and lends to Patricia. Anyway, fast forward to the day that Patricia has come to see me. And Patricia is telling me the money that she owes is now 40,000 shillings. Her friend is not picking her calls. Her aunt is on her case because the Shylock she borrowed the money from needs the money back. Otherwise, she's going to send goons to her to collect the money. Patricia is broken, she's stressed, and she needs money. And she was going to borrow it from me. And I was like, okay, let's find another solution. Here's the thing. The problem with borrowing money in itself is a challenge, but from a friend is another challenge. But today we are talking about lending money to somebody. Lending money to somebody is not being a blessing to them, by the way, number one. First of all, it causes strife. It causes challenges in the relationship between you and the person that you lend money to. It makes you so upset and unable to have a relationship with this person that is free because you call them, they're not picking your calls. They've been your best friend and now all of a sudden they're not taking your calls anymore and it becomes a challenge to relate with them. My theory, because I've been in this mess before, I've actually lent somebody who I knew from my neighborhood money, a lot of money in my books, and it ended up being such a difficult situation for me. Ended up going to look for a litigation lawyer to try sort this whole situation for me, and I never got even a quarter of the amount of money that I lent. And when I went crying to my dad, because now I had to confess that I'm in a bit of a mess because of what I did, he told me something very useful. And what he said was, if you want to help somebody, don't lend them money. Give them what you can and don't expect it back. So give, it's fine, but know that you're giving without expecting it back. So if somebody comes to you and says, look, I need 20,000 shillings, think about how much can you actually afford to give and not have back. Maybe that's 5,000, maybe that's 10,000, maybe it's all the 20,000. But when you give the money, just give it with a free heart and don't expect anything back. Otherwise, it'll destroy your relationship. You will be angry at this person forever and it will not be worth your effort or time. So I wish you all the best as you make your decisions. As an African, I know we are very kind, but please don't lend money. Instead, give. Okay, so let's try this out. How about you tell me if you faced a similar challenge? Tell me about it. Or if you try what I've suggested and it worked or it doesn't work, I'd like to hear about it. My contact details are down below and we would love to hear from you. This is MoneyWise with Rina Hicks, where we learn to create, grow, and preserve our wealth. All the best, guys.